to Debbie's Back Porch. Glad to have you with us. I've been craving falafel, so I need to make some tahini sauce. Not to be confused with tahini paste. Here's the list of ingredients. Let's start cooking. Well, for me, tahini sauce starts out with some garlic. Not too much garlic, and you don't have to use garlic at all. But if you're going to use garlic, you want to mince it finely. And I'm going to show you how I do that. Cut it up, and then we're going to put some coarse ground salt. I've got kosher salt here. You can use sea salt, but that helps break it up and pull out the garlic juice. So I'm going to use the side of my knife and do a little crushing here. You just don't want somebody to bite into a big chunk of garlic. This is a fairly light sauce. The way I use it and the way I make it. So I'm pretty thorough on the mashing and the chopping. So you can see when I put this in here, it's very fine and almost liquefied. Next we're going to add half cup of tahini paste. Now when you buy this in the store, it's probably separated and lumpy. So you may have to hit it with the immersion blender to get it smooth like this. Unless you make your own, which will be smooth. Then I'm going to add the juice of 2 lemons. I'm going to strain it to make sure I get out the seeds and the pulp. You can use bottled lemon juice, but this is a little better. And then I'm going to add just a touch, just about a half a teaspoonful of lemon zest. I like this to be a light and bright kind of taste, and lemon zest helps with that. So then we're going to start mixing, and whoops, let me move this water. It's spilling. Okay, that's better. My cart's getting a little rickety. So when you start mixing these together, magic or science or whatever happens, and it starts getting really, really thick and pasty, I'm going to throw in here about 2 tablespoons full of olive oil. And by the way, not everybody puts olive oil in tahini sauce. But it does add some flavor, and it makes it easier to mix. So we're going to stir and stir, and it's very pasty right now. But I do want to mix the garlic in well, and the olive oil. And we're going to fix this, so don't worry about it. And we have our 1/4 cup or so of hot water, tap water, not boiling but hot. And I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons in to start. And already you can see it starting to cream up and loosen up. And we're going to do this a couple of times, mixing in well every time. Now how much water you use depends on the final texture that you want. I'm going for a fairly thin sauce because I'm using it for a dipping sauce for falafel. If you want it as a salad dressing, which many people do, and it's a good salad dressing, you might leave yours a little thicker. But mix, mix, mix. And you see how that's smoothing out? It's starting to look really good. And this is still too thick for what I want. So I'm going to add a little more. And it kind of soaks it up and makes the whole thing creamier. I think I'm going to need a little bit more. You see, it's about like pancake batter now. And if you want to stop at this stage, you can. At this point, it is tahini sauce. We're just tweaking it to get it to our personal taste. And I wanted mine kind of thin. But it's still just rich and creamy and not watery. Okay, I think this is it. Let me taste for salt. And you know, some folks add a little cumin, some folks add cilantro or parsley. I'm not adding any of that because I'm going to have that stuff in my falafel. But you add it if you want it. So all that's left is to stir in the salt and whatever seasonings you chose to put in your tahini sauce. And I think we're about done. Going to give this a little taste, but I've already tasted it and I know it's what I want. You can garnish this for serving. I'm actually going to put this in the fridge because I'm making falafel tomorrow, and this is better if it's refrigerated a little. You can add more to it if you like. You can leave it a little plainer, which is what I like because my falafel is going to have lots of flavor. Anyway, you should try this. It's really great. Thank you for joining us on Debbie's Back Porch. Hope to see you again tomorrow.